Yeah.
The worst thing that can happen to an entrepreneur that comes to you with a great idea, is very skilled, is to tell him that he's not a good CEO. That is very hard.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
But again, that those entrepreneurs, regarding that they are tech geniuses, they have put a lot of effort and time and energy in sales, marketing, product market fit, understand, develop something exactly like you said at the beginning of this broadcast, having your mind in the client, knowing the millions that we're gonna make and how much money you're gonna make. Because before, Paolo, it used to be a time that you write a piece of paper to a VC, to an angel investor like you, and with one idea, and people were throwing like a million to the tech entrepreneurs just for a piece of paper and idea, and those times are gone. It doesn't work like this anymore. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're the president of the Angel Investor Association in the in Europe. So you tell me what what because I have a lot of people telling me also that I can Harry, now it's very difficult. They want traction, they want sales, they want this, they want that. They're asking so many things in order to give us funding. And I'm telling them, look, they're not asking so many things. This is a basic thing that they should have to give you the money. So tell us, Paolo, from the investor side. So what is the key elements that you look in a founder or in a startup company that will incline you that, okay, I should get back to this team, to these people. They are building something, they understand the dynamic of business. So I can be a contribution for them. So what are the key signs that you looking in a startup founders in order to invest, so the founders listening to us can understand how this process really works and what the VCs or the angel investor are actually looking for in a company?
I mean, it's for me, it's very easy. It's not about the idea. We can have Anyone can have the best idea in the world. Without any execution, the project is worth zero. So a lot of entrepreneurs feel that they have a great idea and the idea will save them and it will be a huge success. No, it's about the execution. So what I feel that's very important for an entrepreneur, when the entrepreneur approaches me to invest in their project, is to understand how is going to be the execution and if they have mitigated the risks. One thing is they say, oh, we are going to conquer 0.5% of the market or 5% of this market. This is one way to do. Another way is to say, look, we contacted 100 clients. From these 100 clients, we got 40 that were interested in the product. We sent the samples for the 40 clients. 30 came back and saying that they are willing to purchase the product. This is something completely different than, oh, we will conquer 5% of the market. In terms of any project, there are basically 5 risks, and I talk about this in the book. It's the market risk, the entrepreneur team risk, the financial risk, the legal risk, and the operational risk. So this what I call the MEFLO. So these 5 risks, if the entrepreneur wants to fundraise money from investors, they should try to mitigate those 5 risks and explain to the investors how are they going to make this happen based on those 5 risks. And if the entrepreneur is able to mitigate those risks, the willingness of investors to invest increases. There is very important study that was done in Europe, where there were surveyed more than 600 angel investors, and they were asked why they didn't invest in some of the deals. And the first reason is 87% was not that the project didn't have potential. It's about risk, execution risk. So the investors didn't invest because they found that there was a lot of risk in the execution. And then only 7% of the project, only 7% didn't have enough potential. So basically, what the investors are saying is, in paper, if someone says, okay, this is going to happen, and if it doesn't happen, we guarantee that it happens, then the investors would invest basically more than 90% of the deals. But the problem is that they feel a lot of risk in the execution, and the entrepreneurs need to mitigate those risks. They were asked one last question to the investors in that survey: if the risks of the project are mitigated, your willingness to invest increases or not. And 96% of the investors said, yes, my willingness to invest increases accordingly to the decrease of risk in the project. So instead of focusing on me as an entrepreneur, I need this, I need that, whatever, focus on the investor and says, okay, if you invest, how are you going to earn from this? And how am I going to mitigate the risk for you, investor?
Yeah, and that's a great answer, Paulo. And the next question, Paulo, is regarding when you started, because you are talking based on your own experience. However, when you guys started your own company, you all of you were geeks, all of you are tech people. So when do you realize that, oh my God, I need to learn things that I don't like to do, like selling, meeting people, talk to strangers? You guys are very comfortable in front of your computer writing code, and now you need to go out and talk to strangers and sell your product. And so when you guys realize that that is this become a tech entrepreneur is gonna be way more uncomfortable than you thought. And if you want to succeed, you need to go out there and speak with a stranger, which is something that all of you hate. I mean, you used to hate, because look at you, how comfortable you're speaking with me in camera now, and you have your book and everything. Now you're very happy to be in front of strangers and talking to strangers. But the Paolo at the beginning was like this, or it needs to happen a transformation in that Paolo in order to achieve success.
Look, I need to confess something to you. I never program one line of code. so,
Very good.
Before, I think you are talking about the Nova Buzz, which I was one of the members of the core of the company when we did the IPO. So, but before that, I started being an entrepreneur when I started entering in university, and I started selling products from Portugal
Wow.
to UK. Nothing tech, just sales. So, and then when I in the second year of my university, I realized that companies needed a lot of IT training. So I had my colleagues that were studying with me that were cheap labor, very skilled labor, and so I started organizing IT training for companies, and I was
Wow.
hiring my friends. So nothing program, and then after some years, I created also a company to provide IT engineers to banks, to insurance companies, etc. And then this company, together with other three companies, we came together and we went to do the IPO of Novabuzz. So my background, in reality, I have never programmed one line of code. I was always on the sales side, always
There
on
you
the
go. You see?
business side. But I had, of course, colleagues and friends and
Colleagues.
partners that were real tech, and they just think about tech. You could not talk about anything else except tech. And I was able to communicate with them because I understand their language. I understand where they come from. But my world was always sales, always talking with clients. And so I was good in merging these two worlds. And today I invest in entrepreneurs and tech entrepreneurs, and I am able to understand their mindset and explain them my experience as well. And I think many of them understand, and they bring co-founders, they hire interim COOs, etc.
Yeah.
The worst thing that can happen to an entrepreneur that comes to you with a great idea, is very skilled, is to tell him that he's not a good CEO. That is very hard, because he wants to be a CEO. And then you tell the entrepreneur, look, I don't think you are a good CEO because of these. You should be a chairman, or you should be CTO or other role. And that is something that is very difficult to tell to an entrepreneur.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.